Alrighty, guys, welcome back one more time for the 5th annual Barry Hooey one-time memorial tournament here at the Leather Pocket, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. It is your finals. My name is Grant. I'm sitting beside Miss Stephanie Toy. How are you, Steph?
Still here, still rocking.
Still kicking it.
These guys are making exciting matches, so it's easy to
pretty easy to sit in.
Yep. Yeah.
This is it, your final match. Someone will be crowned the 5th annual Barry Hooey one-time memorial champion. Who's it going to be? This match has the potential of an unmovable object meeting an unstoppable force. Either which way, going to be a great match. Mr. Holm starting us off with the break. Has an open shot here on the 1 ball. A little tricky with the rack where it is.
We'd appreciate a share if you guys could share the stream. This could potentially be the last one of the night.
Yes, Stephen Holm holding the hot seat. Mr. Francis coming around from the B side. Going to have to double dip Stephen if he wants the championships.
Stephen's name is on the trophy 2 times, so Ben is looking to derail a 3rd plaque for Stephen.
He's got his name on once, so it'll be...
As the runner-up, though.
Is it? No,
yeah.
I think he's got the first place.
Are you sure it's a runner-up?
Ben Francis.
Oh. You were right.
I
Damn
know.
it.
I know.
Again.
I know.
I'm not running.
I'm getting it out of the way early this time.
I'm not running good with you today.
Just getting it out of the way early. Tricky shot here on the 3. We'll see if he just draws this back 1.5 feet for the 4 to the top left, or full pull back for the side. 1.5 feet for the corner, or an attempted 1.5 feet. A little hampered here by that 9 ball.
Means he might have a little bit of a longer bridge than normal.
And shooting a touch over top of this 9 ball, making position to the 6 a little bit tougher. We'll see if he plays forward 3 rails, or if he just draws, connects with the right side rail back out for the 6 to the bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah, he's a little uncomfortable, so he's going to try that again.
And thank you very much, Mr. Wilson. Much appreciated. And thank you, Dave. Everybody with the share button, get it rocking.
This should be a great match. Both players playing great.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
As per usual.
So what he doesn't like here is, in order for him to cue in straight on the cue ball, it is going to be on the right side, inducing some right spin. And so you've got to aim a little bit more to the right. And the adjustment just not there. But does he get away with it?
I don't think so. I think Ben can see that 4 ball full.
Yes, makes position on the 6 a little tricky. Does he look at the 6-9 combo? I don't know if there's much of a better shot. Little draw on the 4 ball, connect with the side rail. A touch out for the 6-9.
He does have a little bit of angle. He might choose to back cut the 6, depending on how he's feeling. Ben is coming from the 7 foot, so he's got... We'll see if he can adjust to the 9 foot table now.
Oh, a nice little draw to the side here. Hit the sweet spot on that. Hey, Grant, shared the stream to your page and to Chantel's page. Are you talking the Hooey stream in CCS? Did you find that already, David? Oh, the double horn miss.
Oh.
Looking to find some shape. And unfortunately...
He did.
Wow. That is awesome of you, David.
Thank you. We'll have to maybe try to cue that up while you guys go on a break.
Yeah, next break I'll try to actually David, if you still have access to that, could you email that if you can, qsportslive@gmail.com? That would be amazing.
Steven trying to get behind the 9.
Didn't quite get there. This is going to leave a little easier safe here for Mr. Francis. 2 rails in behind the 7 ball, or put the 6 there. I like putting the cue ball behind. Yeah, just like this.
Is he going to tuck it?
Nope.
Oh,
That's all right. They'll bat the
Just-
6 around a little bit.
just leaked out, but he wanted to get nice and tight in between that 7 and 8. Tight onto a ball.
Only because, David, if you don't mind, I'm using my phone to stream this, or to watch the comments, not stream. And I think Steven goes, if it was me, I'm playing off the top side, or the bottom side, sorry. I would have went the other way if it was me. I would have maybe tried to clip off the bottom side if we're looking at the table of the 6 ball and send the cue ball down behind the 9 ball and the cue ball around and hide behind that 7, 8.
Ben had the window there.
Sure did.
Looking to capitalize off of Steven's break. Would give him a bit of a running start if he can get a good lead on Steven here.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing of you, David. Most certainly. Because, I mean, listen, that was a few streams ago.
That has got to be... I was actually just talking to Ursula. So Lexi is 5. So it was 5 years by the time Steven left Calgary. And it was a few years before that even. So that's like...
Yes,
8.
6, 7 years, somewhere in there.
I'm thinking like 8. I think that was before even Steven was staying with us. And he was with us for 2 years.
Potentially, yeah.
So 8+ years. Oh, there's a lot of footage in between time there.
Yeah, there's a few streams ago. Ben Francis drawing first blood in this finals match. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to predict that we do go to the second set. I think Mr. Francis will take set number 1. Not that I can pick a favorite. They're both extremely talented players.
It's unfortunate that there's only one winner.
Well, yeah, and I have to go off of traditionally what we see, and the fact that the B-side winner comes in and they've been, playing hot because they just came off of a win, and typically the A-side winner has been sitting, waiting for their opponent, and typically it is the B-side player that comes around and takes set number 1.
Coming in hot.
So that's what I'm basing that assumption off of. Nice break there from Ben. Look at this duck soup.
It's looking pretty juicy.
This has run out written all over it. March 17th of 2018. So 5 years ago.
I think that was the year Lexi was born.
Yeah.
Is that?
That was that year.
Yeah, I guess it could be. And Lexi being Steven's daughter, of course.
Yes. Who is now playing hockey, if you can believe it. It amazes me how quick kids grow up.
Time is flying by. I saw a picture of Steven's brother Silas, who's the same age as our oldest, Brandon, 13. They're very close in age, and it just, in my mind, they're still these little kids.
Yeah.
They are full grown.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is like shooting fish in a barrel here for the young Mr. Francis. A little short of pace here, though. I don't think it's really going to cause too many issues. Back cut the 7 into that right-hand side pocket. Off the end rail, back up for the 8 into the bottom left hand.
Just FYI, also we are streaming to YouTube as well as Facebook and following along with both chats.
That is definitely one of the emails, David. If you can email it just to qsportslive@gmail.com. That email I only have access to when I have my computer.
qsportslive@gmail.com. Thank you, David.
Yeah, that's huge. We'll
That's
try to
super.
get that up there during one of the breaks, provided it is in the format that Wirecast supports.
I'm sure.
For a quick 2-0 lead, Ben Francis leading now over Mr. Holm. And we'll give you the shot of the hardware these guys are playing for. It is now official. They will both walk away with one of these great-looking trophies, one of which will also get their name on the coveted Memorial Cup.
Thanks to Larry Walper for organizing those trophies also. And for those who have supported the tournaments, can't get added money and added prizes and trophies and stuff like that without the support of the pool community. Lots of donations.
Yeah. And Corey, yeah, you nailed it. That is Barry Hooey. The man was, always will be a complete legend in Calgary. Is that a dry break from
I believe so. I'm just
Mr.
counting.
Holm?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Am I miscounting?
Nope. 3, 6, 9.
Yep, dry break with a hanger.
Well,
Is that
it's
the 5-ball in the
It
jaws there?
is. It is. The unfortunate part is you still have to play position, and it's a little bit tough with the proximity of the 4-ball. You got to maintain control of the 1 and still get shape.
No problem.
Wow.
Perfect.
What a shot.
Perfect.
Yes, both will go on the cup, but it's the coveted first place, the champion position that they are both vying for.
Yeah, you want to be on the top.
You sure
want
do.
to be the winner. You don't want to have runner-up beside your name.
I mean, you don't mind runner-up.
Could be worse.
It definitely.
sure.
Hey, listen, you could play like me and be out in three matches. Have sent it perfect. If you don't mind, Steph, I'm just going to switch. I'll wait till the rack. If you ain't first, you're last.
Or second,
Or
depending on where you sit.
True statement. But again, these guys are teammates. They're road dogs.
Actual friends.
Yeah.
These guys have shared a lot of time together.
They sure have. 6-ball side pocket, straight follow up. Split the wickets between the 7 and 8. Doesn't want a whole lot of bounce there. Does want some angle, but not a whole lot, even on the 8-ball. Just about that same angle is what he'll be looking for on the 8-ball. Just about like that. So we'll see how Ben wants to play it, either 2 rails around or just straight down table. 2 rails it is. First or learnt? I love it. Who will don the jersey? Well, so far prediction coming true.
Ben's coming in hot.
Ben looking to take set number 1. If he does, we will be moving back onto the 7-foot tables, playing a little 8-ball action.
Ben coming from the B side. Steven had the hot seat. So if Steven wins, it's over. If Ben wins, we go to the second set.
Ben looked like Charlie Chaplin walking around the table. Yes, and Stan, that is because we are now back on the 9-foot tables. It is the camera that we do have on the 7-foot table, and that is largely due to the size of the cord we need in order to get that camera where it needs to be. Trying to push the camera signal through that length of cord, it does not like it, and we are at the max.
Ben does have to double dip, Sean.
Makes a ball. Cue ball kind of gets a little bit of a kick here, but does get a shot on the 1 ball. Nice little draw shot here off the 1, and he'll be in on the 2, looking to take down game number 4 to extend the lead. Ben is on fire for sure. This is his home bar. He is the general manager at this pool hall. So he, out of all players, get the most table time here. And you can tell Mr. Francis is super, super comfortable. When he gets in a roll, it is almost running around the table, and he just gets down, fires balls in.
Philip was asking, how do you all deal with the mental aspect of 9-ball? I find it really hard to deal with slop.
The mental aspect, I'll give you one tip. Play a lot.
Yeah. Well, and to be fair, once you get to this caliber, it tends to be a whole lot less slop.
Yes. So, and I mean, I understand what you're saying, that, you know, depending on who you're playing, there's a lot of slashing in 9-ball. But when you get to this level, you won't see these guys slash. They command the cue ball, put it in the exact position that they want it to be in. Look at this, just floating around the table like not a care in the world.
Ben's feeling pretty good.
You think he wants this win or what?
He does. He did say to me he's hungry for it. It's not so much about the money and the prize money for these guys. It's about getting your name on their captain's cup.
Yep. I play a ton. Maybe I should play higher skill. 100%.
1,000%.
That is an undeniable way that if you want to get better, even no matter what the discipline, right? Whether you're playing a rotation game like 9-ball, 10-ball, 8-ball, if you want to get better, play players that are a higher skill level. Get in the grease. Yes, you're going to get your nose bloody. You'll get beat up on the tables, but it is by far the best way to learn.
I don't know how many times I have played a player that's a lower skill level, and you tend to relax and you don't take things as seriously, and you lose a little less focus, and you start to, you know,
Next thing you know, you're on the
chat a
see you
little bit
later
more,
side.
and then, well, I mean, your level comes down to match your opponent, right? So if you're playing a higher skill level, you tend to step up to the plate a little bit more, which is definitely a better lesson than going down.
Yeah.
So.
Or play tons of ghost pool. That will help too. Sean Blomley knows that all too well. The CSL IPL, which I promise you, I will be bringing that back. Just give me a little bit, and I know it's been some time now, but when I come back with it, I don't want to have the issues that we had before. That's what's taken the time. Philip says I'm a 7-9 in APA, a 530 Fargo. So 7-9 is not a terrible ranking. 530 on the Fargo rate system, again, not terrible. So you've got some skill, but again, if you want to get up into, you know, the 600, 640, that type of skill level, start playing those guys.
Oh, it looks like we're on break.
We are all ready. And smartest even, right? Ben's coming in like a freight train.
Coming in hot.
So let's put up some pictures of the man, the myth, and the legend himself. This is him, one-time Mr. Barry Hooey. Phenomenal, phenomenal individual, also known as Captain Calgary.
This is the first time that the team won in Vegas without him.
Yeah.
Brought his jersey along.
The one time. And they are 4-time Vegas Masters champions, undefeated at that.
It's true. And the reason why it's the one time, because Hooey would always used to stand on the sidelines, and he'd always root the boys. And he'd, come on, one time.
Make a shot one time. Let's go.
So he said one time often.
Yeah. I was extremely lucky. It's not going to do it. That is a link to it. So if this is what we'll do, David. If I've got the link, it's now on our computer, and so what I'll do is if Ben wins this during their break to go to the B side or to the 7-foot tables, I'll see if I can download that video, and if I can download it, then I can play it. Gord, Ben is always available for lessons. He does do it. He is exceptionally well at giving lessons.
Well, Ben is also a certified instructor as well. He went through the instructor program for VNEA. And so he is certified and gives great lessons. And I bet you, even if you're not local, I mean, always being in the room in person is preferred, but I bet you if you reached out to him, he would be willing to give you some tips and tricks and
100%.
Watch some streams of you playing and give you some
the
give
best
you some feedback.
The best advice I ever got, and I was probably at Philip's speed when I got this bit of advice. So Philip, this one's for you. The best piece of advice that I ever got coming up through the ranks was to record myself playing and then watch myself.
Yeah, of course.
Right? Because it tells you everything about how you play. Your stance, your stroke, what you're doing right,
Is your
what you're
arm
doing
straight?
wrong. Yeah, it shows you everything that you need to work on.
Your bridge, your funny little antics.
Yep.
You know? It's a good starting point anyway.
How old is Ben Francis?
I always get this question wrong.
Yeah, I think he's 32. 33. Somewhere in that neck of the woods.
I'm sure there's somebody on the stream that could give us the correct answer.
Well, I've got him on Facebook. I could find out.
Well, I'm sure possibly Tiff or his dad is
The
watching.
sad part is, through Q Sports Live, we've been business partners for 5 years. Couldn't tell you how old he is. I can give you a
He's
rough
just Ben.
guess. Yeah, it's just Ben.
Kyle said he watched Steven play Feder Gorse. That boy can shoot. Shows how good Ben really is. And you know what? I mean, all these guys, they are... I mean, Steven's got a heart of Fargo, but he has also got more experience on the road.
He's more seasoned, most certainly.
He has played the higher caliber players, the pros that are out there. He's played Sky. He's played Feder. He's played Shane. All those guys. So he does have a little bit more experience on the road, Fargo-wise. But I would say Ben and Joe are not far behind.
No, I would agree. Well, and Ben's going to start venturing out, I think, this year. He is scheduled to go play the Derby City Classic.
He did say he wanted to go to Vegas in
He
February.
did, yeah. He wants to go to Vegas in February. Wants to go to...
He wants to go to a Matchroom event.
Yeah, he wants to go to Puerto Rico next year.
So I would assume and I would hope that we will see these guys out and about at some of these tournaments more this year.
Well, and it goes to show you that, it's not, something special where Calgary's got this special ingredient. There are players like Ben, like Steven, like Joe, all over the country that exist. And, with the state of the way that the sport is right now, they just don't have the same exposure or capability of the exposure to get out there and play. but there is tons and tons of talented players everywhere.
The thing also is it's not cheap for Canadians to travel. Flights are super expensive. The American dollar is like we're down 30% like before we even hop on a plane. So expenses, staying hotel rooms and food and stuff like that. It's tough for these Canadian boys to bust out of the bubble.
Yep. Yeah, Gord, you make a good point. That's why the CSL IPL is so good due to playing Ghost Ball with video of every match. It's the best way to see and watch how you play. 100%. Right? And it's just unfortunate that with the CSL IPL that unfortunately we were tagged as a gambling site, which everybody, of course, knows that is not the case. We are a league, the same as every other league on the planet. The unfortunate side is they have red flagged us as a gambling site. And so no matter what processor we go to, we are flagged as a gambling site. And so they just won't take us on. So I will fight the fight, continue to, and I will get it back.
Arlene says it's a very good skill level 4 in APA 8 ball, aspiring to be a 5. Love the game. Learned so much from watching and listening. Good commentary from Facebook and YouTube. Thank you both. You are so welcome.
Indeed. Sean Carroll, how come it was 30 minutes? There is another tournament. It's the weekly tournament on Sundays here at the Leather Pocket that is also played on the 9-foots. And so once the B final was done on the 7, we had to wait for one of those matches being played on this exact table in the Sunday regular tournament before this table became available.
Otherwise, they were going to play on a table that wasn't going to be streamed.
No, we weren't. We were not allowing that.
Johnny calling us out. That's a long 5-minute break. Of course, it's the 5th teammate.
Yeah, of course.
Calling out his other teammates.
Right. Chiming in. The peanut gallery has spoken. Johnny Triple P, also a member of Barry's team. About his age, he's just been. I'll always think of him as the young fella. I know his name, of course, but it just goes to show you. Sorry, I got sunglasses on.
Yeah, why do you have sunglasses on? It's nighttime.
Well, because I don't want the glare of the stream and looking at monitors all day to impact my headaches. So I decided
Makes
this time.
sense.
Yeah, this time.
But it looks funny.
It does look funny. I won't
Just saying.
listen. I'm not going to deny that, but it's saving me from the glare and hurt my eyes. So I'm wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, to us, Dave, he's just Ben.
That's right.
Just
and
Ben.
you know what? To be completely fair and honest, in my eyes, Ben is always going to be like 28, 29. No matter how old he gets, he's just tiny and just Ben Francis. He'll forever be 29 years old in my mind.
Steven mishitting the 1 ball. He's going to let Ben back at the table here.
Learning to play defense. Yeah, good point, Scotty. There's definitely a time and a place to play safeties. It is part of the game. I know at the lower skill level you get frowned on for playing a really good lock-up safety. But as you progress through those skill levels and you start to get up into the higher caliber, you get applauded for that, right? So learn those safeties for sure.
Those safeties will save your hindside more times than not. That is for sure.
Elaine. Grant wears his sunglasses at night so he can. See? I won't bother singing because
Please don't.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear that. How old is Ben? Again, I'm going to say probably 32, 33. Might be breaching the 34 mark. Still looks 18.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's on his Facebook. Let me look.
It is. It's there. So Mr. Holm looking to get himself on the board here. Fairly runnable table. Punch in off that left side rail, back out middle table for the 6 to the top left. Yeah, some nice use of right-hand spin there. And we'll see which way he chooses. There's 3 options. Forward 2, draw 1, or inside juice to get onto the 7. I think forward 2 makes the most sense. A little bit of right-hand spin as you can see him lining up on the cue ball.
He does not have his birthday.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
Does not have his birthday on Facebook.
That 7 ball just trickled in. A gutsy shot there by Mr. Holm. Kind of like your first grade teacher is old forever. Same rules apply, Dave.
And Stevens on the board. Look out. Sometimes he just needs to get that first monkey off his back.
That is, you know what? All he needs is a whiff. And the next thing you know, you're behind. All right. It's getting a little too dark in here for me to continue to wear the sunglasses. So being that it's the final match, I'll deal with the glare. But I'll tell you what a difference sunglasses make when you're in here, right? That light and these computer lights, that makes it worse. Yep. Be the first to admit, I hate having to play safety, and it irritates the daylights out of me when someone plays it. If they have a shot they can take, but they're not comfortable taking it. However,
yeah, sometimes it is a difference of keeping you in or out of the tournament.
yep. Well, listen, a well-played safety can be the difference between a win or a loss.
It's true.
And even a loss, you don't lose. You win or you learn. One of the two.
Typically in the game of 9-ball, you don't see a whole lot of safeties. They are fewer and far in between. More safeties in the 10-ball game.
Definitely. Well, we'll have that coming up here December 1st to 3rd in
For
Calgary.
the Fall Classic.
Fall Classic here at the Leather Pocket. I am going to, now that I'm home for more than a week and a half, I'm going to put a little bit of table time in, I think. I want to I regained the itch to play well.
Watching some good pool will do that for you.
Well, even playing, right? Like I haven't picked up a cue in months.
That was a nice shot by Ben. Picked the corner of that 2 out, cut it over to the bottom left. The 2 ball was sitting right behind the 7.
Mm-hmm. Picked it nice. Potentially, Sean. Yeah, we may follow suit. I like the idea, that's for sure. I would actually message Ben Francis on that and suggest that. I think that would be a very, very good thing to do.
Like a matchroom format.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think that is in the works, but we will see about that.
So Ben looking good here. 6 ball a little bit tough on the shape. Might be able to just pinch this 5 ball over. Even if he connects with the 7 ball, he'll be okay. But he's got that nice smooth draw stroke. Yeah, just kind of like this. Got a little bit far on it, but should be okay.
He's on the right side of it anyways.
What's everybody's thoughts? Hooey team, the best team ever from Calgary. I don't know, the machine, the original machine. They were also a really big force to be reckoned with.
I think, with every generation, like there's a boomer great team, there's a Gen X great team, there will be a millennial great team. They just kind of, one team ages out and a new one comes in, ages out, comes in. But yeah, the original Green Machine.
Yeah, Al Greenlee. I believe Lloyd Anderson was part of the original
Kevin
machine.
Beavis, like Dave Martin.
Yeah.
Like
You're talking some old school
Bernie
players.
Mickelson.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys, paved the way for these guys.
Yeah. But
however, this team is
look at that.
Extremely
really,
strong, for sure.
really nice inside juice on that shot.
This is one of the mistakes that Steven was waiting for, just to get back to the table.
And that's all he needs. Like we said, a sniff. And that is pretty much all he needs. And you're going to find yourself in a slugfest.
Steven is really good at punishing you for your mistakes.
Yeah. Forces that ball in. Didn't quite have the angle he wanted, so had to force that ball in. And hits it to perfection. Nice little draw back to the rail he's at now and out just a touch. Like so. Lined up perfect. Perfect does work when you're playing this game. It is very difficult to compare for sure, Ben. I would say they're probably pretty much on par with each other. I'd be curious to find out how many titles the Machine have from Vegas. That would be an interesting comparison.
As far as I know, this team holds the record for Vianney.
Yeah, Donovan, we're trying to do that. So I've got the link to that match sitting on the computer. I just got to wait for if Ben does win this, it'll have to be in between, or if they go for another break, I'll see if I can figure out how to do it. That is by far one of my most cherished moments as a commentator, was exactly that match, that shot. And there's reasons behind all of that. It wasn't just about Joe, sprinting around the table trying to run out in time to let Barry be the champion of that. And then, of course, Barry hooking himself, making the kick on the 8th.
So
the room explodes. But for me, it was a little more personal to me, only because Barry
originally wasn't going to go.
He wasn't. Yeah, he got diagnosed and wasn't feeling too great, and originally wasn't going to go. And I had a conversation with him and said, "Look, your team needs you. They need you to be there, and I don't care, about the money, whether we got to pay, raise it, whatever. But you need to be there. Book your flight." And he did, and the rest is history. And I'll forever be grateful for the fact that we will always have that available on the Q Sports live stream.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
we'll have to earmark it for sure. Chantel says she just watched the shot and it was amazing to watch.
Yeah,
it is definitely. That whole scenario was full of so much love for your dad, Chantel.
Yeah.
So I'm glad
I get emotional when I talk about it, so I try not to. Yeah, but I sure miss him. I miss his energy. I miss him in the pool room.
I miss hearing his voice yelling at somebody across the room.
Yeah, for sure.
Telling somebody how dumb they are from across the room.
I love it. Oh, he was a character, let me tell you. And here at the pool hall, up on the bar, we do have an open beer that is Barry's beer. It is a tribute to him. It's the Missing Man. The Missing Man's beer. Yeah, Chantal, it was for me, as you can hear in that, it was a pretty emotional thing for me.
Just, I hear his voice yelling at, some guy across the room, just telling him how much of an ass he was,
Oh, yeah, it's one
Never
of the things.
failed.
It was
Never
one of the
failed.
things that just made Barry great.
He just had a booming voice.
No filter. He brought it to you. Yeah. So at some point tonight, I did it last year too. Nobody knows, but I go over and I cheers Barry's beer at the end of the tournament.
Steven making quick work of this rack, closing the gap.
Oh yeah, bringing it within one.
I would be interested to hear if anybody watching of their favorite Barry story.
Yeah.
I know we've kind of told ours over and over and over. I'd like to hear anybody else's favorite Barry story. Seems appropriate to share during this stream.
Indeed. Let us hear it. So, for everybody that is on Facebook, as you can tell, or maybe have surmised, Chantal is Barry's daughter, and she is tuned in with us on Facebook. But I sure miss the man. He is his energy was just infectious. He made the pool room without question.
Whether he was in a good mood or if he was scolding you.
It's so true.
It was definitely infectious.
It is true. And Gord, I can tell you, after playing on a team with Barry, yeah, I got scolded a few times.
You're welcome, Jared. If you have time, stop in. There's lots of spectators here.
Oh yeah, the room is packed.
Yeah.
It's Sunday night, school night, and us pool junkies, where are we supposed to be? At the pool room.
That's right. Although we should get this kid home for school tomorrow.
Yeah, it is true. You may have to leave. I have to stay. I won't miss this for sure. But Ben looking really good here to bring his lead back to 2 games ahead.
3, 5, 6.
Yeah, there's
6 to the 7.
Really no issues on this table. What's the purse? Gucci.
Let me bring that up.
For these boys, not so much about the money, but it's somewhere around 15 or 1600 for first.
So top 16 got paid out. 170 for 13 to 16. 9 through 12 got 230. 7-8 got 325. 5-6 got 450. Fourth place went to Kevin Osborne, $600. Third place, Joe Spence, $820. Second place will get $1080 and $1500 for first. So between first and second here, we got a $420 gap.
Whew, nice little force in. Those are typically, and you could see that 7-ball wipe its feet on the way in. That is typically when you have to force that angle over like Ben just did. Those are typically the ones that do kind of rattle there. But he hit it good.
He's hitting them in the heart.
Except the 7-ball. 7-ball had to wipe its feet. But he is successful in extending the lead back to 2 games.
Clark says his favorite story is the CCS Niagara, that kick on the 8 to win it. Joe racing around the other table, leave that for Barry. Yes, we were going to try to pull up that footage, Clark. It's just a link right now, but we'll try to work that out so that we can show everyone.
Oh, there you go. Ben DeWolf played the tournament with the cue that he broke playing partners with Barry. Thanks to Nick for the rebuild. Sean says, thanks, Steph, for less sarcasm than your husband.
I always have to cover Sean. You know that.
I have only been known a little bit to have just a small bit of sarcasm. Doesn't happen often.
To be fair, I feel like I'm more sarcastic than you.
It is true. Uh-oh. Ooh.
Almost lost that cue ball.
He did, but did he come up dry? Nope.
No, he made it. He made a ball.
One goes in. Unfortunately, though, 2 ball stuck to the 3. But is it a wired up combo? 2-3-4 combination?
I don't know if you would call that wired.
It very well could be, even from distance. Right? He's certainly taken a look at it. Took me an hour to find it. Was worth the time to look for it. Yeah, David.
We appreciate it, David.
You went through a few of the Q Sports live streams, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's 5 years ago. That's 5 years of footage. It's a lot.
Sure is. So it cannot be wired based on what Steven played there. Ben taking a look at it. We'll see if he fires. No.
I feel like, you have to look at it because there's not a whole lot of option here.
Yeah, even the safety is really difficult. So I look at it this way. The safety is just about as hard as what the shot is, so you're about a 50-50 ratio. I'm going to go for the shot as opposed to the safety. Just like this, and he gets rewarded.
Yeah, a little bit of a 2A. 9 ball looks like to be blocking that side bank.
I can't imagine how many streams you looked through to get there, David. But
Ben,
definitely appreciate the efforts in finding that, and I know Chantel does as well.
Ben says they may have had a couple of pops. I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it.
That was
Barry
synonymous.
was not one. Barry and Ben neither of them are ones to stay parched.
No.
Their whistles are always wet.
They are well hydrated, we'll say that. Can someone post the link? I will. So, David, actually, if you could share that as well on the Q Sports Live page.
Or even share the link here in the chat.
Oh, yeah, that would work.
We can actually, we can pin the comment for those who want to watch it.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Does Steven have full hit on the 2 into that side pocket? And if not, does he go for the jump knowing that that 2 is awfully close to the rail, does run the risk of jumping the cue ball off the table?
I would opt to say yes. Steven is a very good jumper.
He is.
The calculated risk, I'm sure.
There is the link that everybody has been referring to. Thank you very much, David. We really appreciate it. That is the link to watch the match that we keep referring to and watching Joe run around the table and Barry making the kick to win the match. And you'll hear like the entire room just goes crazy.
So just the backstory to the link is it's team event at CCS. It is late in the match. I believe that they needed this game to win or to clinch the win. And it was Joe on one table, Barry on the other. And this was Barry's last venture with the team, because at this point he was getting sicker.
Yeah.
And so this was his last hurrah with the team.
Wow, what a shot.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, full punishment, though.
Oh, no.
Wow, what a shot. And as they say, no good shot goes unpunished.
Wow, that was super unfortunate.
Perfect, David. He says at minute marker 112 is the start of the game for Barry.
Yeah, so that is the backstory. Both Joe and Barry are at the tables, and Joe wanting to give Barry the winning points to clinch the win, raced around the table to clean up so that Barry had the clincher. It was pretty amazing to watch.
Yeah. Ben getting a little bit out of line here on this 5 ball. So we'll see if he plays this either forward left-hand spin 3 rails to go onto the top left, or draw with right-hand spin, connect with the left side rail, and the cue ball heading back up to the right-hand side. Forward 3 may connect with 4 and 5.
Wow.
Great shot.
Great position. Oh, I don't see it. Did you not pin it?
Yeah, I thought I did. Yeah, it's pinned. If you're not seeing it, David Wilson posted that link.
At this point, Scotty, yes, you're correct. He was diagnosed with cancer. He didn't have much longer after his diagnosis. And so at this point of the CCS event, this was probably a couple of months before he passed. So
Yeah.
closer to the end, he was going through treatment. And he was, at this point, was not feeling very good. So
Marshall with a great comment on YouTube. Ben is so much fun to watch. He plays like I think I do.
yeah, they all do, don't they? It's like those memes, you know, you see like this gracious person, like, you know, this is how I think I jog.
Yeah, this
and
is how I
like,
think I run.
their hair is flowing
Yeah.
in the wind. Like the actual picture of what you look like is
nothing like that. So true.
Totally.
Listen, I bat 1,000% from back on this side of the camera.
Looking for a big break here. 1 ball down. Did you just make one?
No.
1, 2,
Oh, yeah.
3, 4,
Sorry.
5, 6.
1 ball down, not the 1 ball down.
No. It looks like he made 2 balls. It went pretty quickly.
Hate to hear anyone going through those treatments, because I saw what it did to my mom twice, and it just tears your body down. Yeah, I've got a very similar story to yours, Scotty. It's what my mom passed away from was stage 4, and she went through chemo and radiation for 3 different sessions. Oh, nice safety here from Ben Francis. Look at this. What a touch.
Perfect little chip.
Royce says they play like they live at the pool hall. Well, Ben pretty much does. He's now the general manager here at the Leather Pocket. And of course, Steven travels all over the place playing pool.
You're going to see Steven attempt a jump shot here. 1 ball in the side. Good contact. Does he get fortunate?
I think he will.
It's
Well,
gonna be close.
Ben will be fortunate, I think, on this 1 ball.
Can you see the full ball?
Oh, yeah.
He got down on that pretty quick.
He sure did.
I
Spears it in.
I thought maybe he could just see the side.
Yeah. 3 to the 4, nothing to do. 4 going into potentially the left side pocket. Of course, I'm wrong. He goes directly in the middle, 50-yard line. But he'll manage this. 6 ball next. Potentially into the same pocket, maybe the side. To the side it is. He holds the ball so well, right? Those shots that Ben just played, that nice little touch, I avoid those like there's no tomorrow.
That's why I keep saying they make it look so easy. Like a lot of these shots are not easy. Speed, sighting, control the cue ball.
I don't know, Mark. I think Ben is fairly comfortable on this big table, as we can see. To put himself almost on the hill. The hill before the hill, as Steph said earlier.
The hill to the hill?
The hill to the hill. 7-3, pretty commanding lead for Mr. Francis over the young Stephen Holm. Indeed.
Keep your foot on the gas.
And we'll see if my prediction holds true that Ben takes set number 1. I think at that point, going to the B side, 8 ball on the 7-foot table, it is a coin flip. The break, in my opinion, will be the determining factor as to the winner.
And Stephen has a monster break, regardless of the game, regardless of the table.
I'll tell you what, you wait till if Ben wins this and we go to the 7-foot table, it will sound like a shotgun going off in the pool hall.
Yeah. Stephen's got a monster break.
Yeah, hey, no worries, Scotty. Enjoy it. Just picking on his heights, for sure. Ben is definitely on the vertically challenged side of the coin.
I will tell you, he's used to it.
Oh,
both him and I.
Yep, because I
it.
pick on both, right? Steph is my wife, and I'm allowed to pick on her. And both Steph and Ben are about the same height.
It's true.
But I get to be the tall, big Olf. And to be fair, I would rather be shorter. Being tall is not as fun as everybody makes it out to be. So back cut here for Stephen. Can he avoid the 9, 2 rails around, and position on the 2? Needs to avoid the 9 and the 3. No problem, but he's overhit it.
Heavy on the weight.
Yes, but a back cut it is.
Another one.
Another one, yeah, almost exactly the same. Will he split the window between the 5, 8 or crash into the 8? I think he avoids the 5 all the way around. Splits the window, unfortunately. He must complete the first part of the equation in making the cut first. Tall ogre or not, you're still my hero. Thanks, Ted. I knew I had one fan out there.
That's it.
He just happened to be tuned in at this particular
He's the
moment.
one.
I appreciate it, Ted. Ben looking really good here.
Where are we going? 3 to the 5.
3 to the 5. I think he draws off of this back to the middle of the table.
Rail first, maybe?
Yeah, I think he... Oh, straight plays it in, back to the middle of the table. Gets there either way.
The shortest people have the tallest attitudes, Elaine says. Elaine, yeah, we're all in the same boat. You got it.
Scott says, I'm not that tall. Not compared to you, Scott, but compared to most, being 6 foot. And ironically, or not ironically, but I have been 6 foot tall for a very long time. I hit my growth spurt in between grades 6 and 7.
That was a long time ago.
That was
like
forever,
a real, like
forever
a dinosaur.
Ago. Yep, thank you.
Dinosaur age.
Yep, appreciate the rib. But ever since grade 7, I jumped in height. Oi, oi, oi.
No problem, just...
Ben gets the jelly roll.
Making it interesting. So now he's got, can he make it to the top left corner? Does he have to back cut this? What's best case scenario? Either which way?
Is he just playing safe?
No. He had
I was going to say.
Fires it in.
It kind of looked like he was going to roll up behind the 9. I was like, what?
Fires it in.
Uh, 1:12, Scott. An hour and 12 minutes. Ben Francis puts himself on the hill in command of the match, 1 game away.
Looking to bring it to the 7 foot for some 8 ball.
Yeah, looking to force the second set. And as I predicted, if it comes true, I don't want to bring forth the commentator's curse at this point.
But we all want to see the second set.
We all want to, for sure. Tell me, we have over 300 people, 140 on YouTube, another 190 on Facebook, over 300 in total. Tell me one person out that's watching right now that doesn't want to see the second set other than Steven's mom. Or relatives.
Michael, the link should be pinned to the chat there if you want to watch that.
I'm
footage.
going to put it, maybe, David, if you're still on and tuned in, I'm sure you are, as well as sharing it on the feed here. Maybe you can just share it straight to the Q Sports Live page.
Ben made a couple balls on the break. Cue ball got kicked, almost went into the side, but now he's left with a jump shot, I guess, to the 2.
Yeah. You watch, he'll full cue jump this. Nope, I am wrong. Usually with this shot, he just full cue jump. Did Francis win this last year? It's a good question.
I think it was Steven last year.
Was it Steven?
I think it was Ben the year before.
It was Steven Holm last year and Ben the year before. Good call, Steph. Squirrel in a nut.
It's true.
3-ball looking really tricky here for Mr. Francis. We'll see if he's going to play safe. I would say...
He's going to cut it over.
Nah, playing safe behind the 4 needs to go.
Oh, perfect.
What a shot. What a touch.
Perfect.
Ben holding a jump cue. Looks like the average person holding a normal cue. It is so true. What a great shot there from Ben. Really nicely weighted. Does he know these tables or what? See what Mr. Holm can do here.
All these guys. Ben, Steven, Joe, Stan, Brady. They all know this stream table.
Look at this hit. What a
Wow.
response.
Take that, Ben. Yeah, Ben's like, of course he does.
What do I got to do?
Of course he does.
What do I got to do here? What a great shot. A great shot and really nicely rewarded. Let's see if Ben can now answer. I would tend to think Ben's going at this 2 rails, coming in behind, kicking the 3 backup table. Touche, Dave, on YouTube. Hey, thanks, Scott. I'm sorry to hear about the diagnosis, but I'm sure you will handle that with some grace, some dignity, and everything you can. And I have your back. I think all the viewers know it. As much as I can sit and joke around and have a lot of fun, I hope everybody knows that I'm always here. Send a message. I'm always here for you.
Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, Grant is always here.
I'm like part of the furniture, really.
Wishing you all the best, Scott.
Indeed.
And if we can entertain you in the meantime, it's a
That's what I'm here
bonus.
for, right? So I look at it this way, right? And sometimes, right, I do get some that don't like my style of commentary, but I look at it this way, that my job in the commentary booth is no matter where you are, no matter what day you've had, I want to take you from wherever you are in the world, and I want to bring you into my world. Sometimes it's a scary place to be, but I will say it's at least an entertaining place to be. That is my job and my responsibility.
So Steven's still looking to catch a gear here. It is not over until it's over.
I can tell you, even though the score line is 8-3, Ben don't feel comfortable till it's
No.
over the line.
He wants to put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, he sure does.
We have seen these guys come back from bigger gaps, that is for sure.
I watched Ben come back down 8-1 in a race to 9 against his own teammate, Eric Vargas, twice in the same event.
Thanks, Eli.
Indeed. Thank you. We appreciate it. I feel that is 100% my responsibility. So this is why when you tune in and I'm on the mic, yes, you'll get some play-by-play. I'll do some commentary on what you're watching, but oftentimes I will divulge into or divert into multiple stream or side stories, and I like to have a little bit of fun, right? The odd time I will be tired, and you'll just get the straight goods and the straight play-by-play. This is not one of the events that I'm willing to admit that I'm tired and not hungover, but jet-lagged from a 40-hour trip from Puerto Rico. But this event is it's a special one to me. I don't play at these guys' level. I can't play at Steven's level or Joe or Ben or anybody else. But I love the game. I love what it is that I do. I'm blessed to have a spot that I can come in and do some commentary and entertain people. But also equally blessed in that I do have Jam Up Apparel that satisfies the business side of my personality. And I just feel blessed, and I want to be able to share that with everybody.
Is Eric still breaking table lights? I don't believe there has been any recent casualties, but... Oh, wait. I think he did bust the door.
He may have, for sure. Stephanie, I think you were wrong. Grant's usually busy on the road working. He probably spends more time in a hotel room or pool venue than at home. That is also very true.
Depends on the month.
Speaking of Eric Vargas, where does he hang his hat? Here in Calgary. One race, or does Ben need to double dip? He does need to double dip. Oh, thanks, Kevin. I just haven't figured out whether Steph is a blessing or a nightmare for me yet.
Depends on the day.
It does depend. It definitely depends on the day.
Literally, you're close enough to punch in the face.
That's
so
twice.
that could be a nightmare for you.
That's twice I've been had my life threatened to be punched in the face tonight.
Sometimes you gotta speak smarter.
Yeah, but
Just saying.
Since when does anybody accuse me of being smart? Nice little force over angle there from Steven. Gets himself onto the 5 ball. Hey, speaking of commentators, Mr. Mark White in the house.
Hello, Mark.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Mark. He loves it when we try to do our English accent. He loves it. He thinks it's so endearing.
Right? I sure miss you, buddy. We didn't get to spend a lot of time together in Puerto Rico, but
always good to see you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure as always.
And we'll see you in a couple months, maybe
Yes.
in Vegas.
Hopefully. Lost Wages will be definitely a destination for myself and Steph coming up here in late February.
Steven is looking like he is not giving up, staying down on every shot, following through next to perfect shape. Can't really ask for much better.
Nope.
Weight is good.
This is exactly why I know Ben is not comfortable at this point, even with the scoreline of now an 8-5 scoreline.
Steven does not want to go to the 7-foot. As much as Steven is an accomplished player on both tables, I would be willing to bet Steven has not been putting as much time in on the bar box than on the 9-foots. I mean, Steven's been
100%.
training to go on the road, playing pro tour stuff. So he's mostly playing probably 95% on the 9-foot. So he would rather avoid the 7-foot at all costs.
Yeah. Well, and Steven doesn't have that quit in him.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
And this is, it's 100% why I know Ben is not comfortable. The match is not over. He's got an opponent like young Stephen Holm. He's got young blood, a ton of talent, a ton of heart, never gives up. And I know that Ben's just not comfortable till it's done and over.
Oh, there's, for any of these guys, whether you're playing Ben, Joe, Steven, Eric, Stan, Brady, any of these guys that kind of finished in the top 8, top 12 kind of in the bracket, these guys have an extra gear.
They do. And it's a disgusting gear at that. Remember, this tournament is the same one we did last year. No, that was the Q Sports Live Invitational that you were at with us last year, Mark. This one is the 5th annual Barry Hooey Memorial Tournament. Happens every November. And of course, Mark, whenever you're in town, you know you've got a permanent residence at Steph and I's place. See how I put you first there? Did you see that?
It just rolls off the tongue better.
Oh, gosh. I try, guys. I try. I really do. Get shot down at every turn. Is Larry playing? He was. So this is the finals. Is he making food at our place? He didn't. He didn't even come and stay with us. We've got Nick.
He's been staying at Lan and Jeff's house, so they live a little bit closer.
Yeah, we have Joe Spence and Nick Kruger staying with us. Of course, Mark. You know it. All right. Ben back from his break, looking to close escrow on this match. Getting to the hill is one thing. Closing escrow is another thing altogether. Makes a ball. One ball does get kicked. Will it land favorably? To a level, it will. It will back cut into that right-hand side pocket. I don't think it goes by, I believe, the 6 ball to the bottom right-hand corner. And if he can cut the 1 into that right side pocket, maybe even flick a little into that 7, he'll hold some really nice shape here for the 2 to the bottom left-hand corner. Isn't that so true? Nice. Make sure Joe makes the bed when he leaves, right? I'll get on him. Yeah, I might. Well, I've already been threatened twice to get punched in the face. I wouldn't put it by Steph that I have to wear sunglasses to hide my bruises. And then I'll have to wear a pretty thick layer of padding to protect my bruised ego. Ben looking really good here. Has every bit of potential to close escrow. Little draw, right-hand spin past the side pocket. Out for the 5. Maintains some really nice angle here on the 5 to float back across the table for the 6 to the bottom right. Same type of story here. Wants some angle. Did get a little bit shallow here on the angle, so it may be forward this time, or the force. The force it is. Powers through the 6 ball, gets great shape here on the 7. Nothing to do, make the ball auto shape for the 8. Into the same pocket as the 7. Just like this. And we'll see if he goes either a single rail or 2 rails. Two rails it is. Really nice float. The 9 ball to close escrow. Take match number 1. Force the second set. To the heart of the pocket. A 9-5 win. Ben Francis over Stephen Holm. Not for the title. It is to force the second set. We are going to move over to the 7-foot table. It will now go to 8 ball, 7-foot table, race to 6 for the championship.
Steven's already on the 7-foot.
Oh yeah, he as soon as that 9 ball was made, he's over on the 7-foot table. So we are going to shut down, restart. Don't go far. Won't be long before we're up and running. I promise you that. On behalf of myself, Steph Toy, and the rest of the Q Sports Live team, thank you very much for tuning in. Don't go far. We'll be back here in a few. Final stream of the night, final match of the night coming your way next.